Let's look at number 2 on the quiz study guide. Solve the following two-step equations using any method you prefer. All right, well, let's think this through for form 1. These are distributive property equations, so we have two options for solving them. We can either distribute, or we can do the opposite, the inverse operation to both sides. It would be difficult to distribute a fraction, so let's try the inverse operation. Times 4 times 4. 4 times 1/4 is just 1, so it cancels out. X minus 6. On the other side, -3 times 4 is -12. All right, now let's do the next inverse operation. Add 6 to both sides. X equals -6. Let's see this one other way. Let's see this with equation reasoning. 1/4 of a number equals -3. I think it would be -12. So x minus 6 equals -12. Something minus 6 equals -12. I think I'm going to want a negative number because if I take away, it's going to get even more negative. So I think -6 is what makes sense. X equals -6. Awesome. Let's see this next equation. Again, let's try it with inverse operations. Multiplying by 3 on both sides. I end up with x minus 2 equals -15. I can add 2 to both sides. X equals -13. Let's try equation reasoning. 1/3 of a number equals -5. That's -15. So x minus 2 must equal -15. What minus 2 equals -15? Well, I'm going to need a negative number, and then I want it to be closer to 0 because minus 2 is going to take us farther away from 0. So -13 should be my answer. All right, let's look at this next one. Again, let's use inverse operations first. 1/2 times 2 is 1. It cancels out, so I'm left with x minus 3 equals -7 times 2 is -14. I can add 3 to both sides. X equals 14, 13, 12, 11, -11. Again, I can use equation reasoning to help me see this another way. 1/2 of a number equals -7. Well, that's -14. 1/2 of -14 is -7. So x minus 3 equals -14. What number, when I take away 3 on a number line, moves to -14? I think it's -11 minus 3 equals -14. So x must equal -11. All right, last one. First, we'll do multiply by the inverse. To cancel it out, x minus 5 equals -10. Add 5 to both sides. X equals -5. Or equation reasoning. 1/5 of a number equals -2. I think it's -10. If I split 10 into 5 groups, I get 2. And if I make it negative, it results in a negative. So x minus 5 equals -10. What minus 5 equals -10? Well, that's -5. So x must be -5.